Rehab come along.
Good, good. Can't complain so far. It's been good.
So you think you're going to miss another start? Do you think you're going to take a rehab start?
Yeah, we talked. I just think it's more beneficial if I go make a rehab start rather than trying to jump on a big league game.
How's your bullpen been lately?
I haven't thrown any bullpens. Today was actually the first day I actually threw a baseball. So, everything went good as expected. And, every day is just a new test. So we'll see how I feel tomorrow and then go from there.
Was it in the last start you first felt it, or had it been?
It was after my last start. I was just extra sore, and then I can't really put my finger on one thing that it was. It wasn't like one pitch or anything. I think it just kind of built up after that last start, and I threw a bullpen, and it just got extremely sore after that bullpen, and I knew I wouldn't be able to throw.
Is there anything you're going to be doing going forward to maybe do some injury prevention or something to prevent it from going?
Like I said, just try to stay on top of it. Hopefully, we kind of knocked out all that inflammation that was in there with all the stuff that we've been doing. And it's kind of anytime you come back from injuries, just trying to just maintain it and stay on top of it, not letting it flare back up. Different exercises and stuff like that.
How's it feel being you're a veteran of this team? Now you have a lot of these young guys coming up, DeGrom, Montero. Have you spoken to these guys? Do they come talk to you and?
Yeah, I haven't talked to them a whole lot because I've been busy trying to get myself back. But I've spoke to them in spring training and stuff like that when they came up. Told them congratulations. But obviously you're seeing, how talented our young guys are and that are coming up these days, and they're all great pitchers. And it's kind of weird that I'm a more veteran guy now. I'm only 28. But, these guys have unbelievable stuff, and like I said, they're help us win some games.
What's the difference between you 2011 versus today? Statistically, you're better. What's the difference in you as a pitcher from your first year?
I think more than anything is a lot of it is experience. Experience. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from the good games, the bad games. You learn year to year. I think every year I've learned a little bit more and gotten a little bit more comfortable out there. And it has allowed me to be myself more, and I know myself better than I did then. I know kind of what I'm good at, what I'm not good at. What makes me successful, and you just try to build off that experience. And like I said, a lot of it's just being more comfortable out there. And like I said, for me, being more of a field guy than just a power guy, it's learning who you are. That's what it is to me.
Is there a pitcher on the team, a young pitcher that's come to you for advice? Is someone that you've kind of taken under your wing over this year or recently?
I talk to everybody. We all collaborate together as a staff, really. It's not like certain guys just come to me or anything like that. I don't know what to tell these guys pitching wise. They all throw 97 and are disgusting. So I can't really help them in that regard. But I just try to talk to them about more than how to accept failure and the good times and the bad times, to stay even keel and go out there. And when you struggle as a young guy, sometimes that's tough to take because a lot of guys haven't struggled when they get here and they've always done well. So, and just how to prioritize kind of how to get yourself ready. Sometimes you get caught up to the big leagues, it can be a little overwhelming at first. The life, the travel, all that stuff, and there's a lot to learn off the field too. So just try to help guys maintain that professionalism and realize that you're here to pitch and how to prepare to do that.
You always have thrown a lot of innings, even when you were drafted for a ton in college and a big year. Now with this injury, is it still your kind of picture that you're looking to maybe be pushed in games, maybe go up to the 115, 120 mark?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, it's just a little nagging thing that we're just trying to get rid of, so it doesn't flare up later. I still think I'm that guy, and I want to be that guy that goes out there and I'm trying to go 9 every time I go out there. And
that's not common today, so you're kind of different. I know you look up to Dlllon Ryan, but
I think that's what a starter's job is try to get as deep as you can, good game or bad game. I'm a big believer in starters should, even if you give it up. You got to go out there and get innings for your team, and that can salvage a series. So I'm just a big believer in going out there and pitching as much as you can.
Are you even aware of your pitch count during your game? Do you ever look up at it, or coach?
I think we're aware just because we just kind of know probably around where you're at, but I don't really. A lot of times I don't know exactly where I'm at just because I'm not really paying attention. I'm just trying to get guys out.
Yeah.
with all the injuries we're seeing with the Tommy John surgery, what do you have a theory? Since everybody else has, everybody who follows the game or plays the game has a theory.
Yeah,
so.
I don't. To me, I feel like it's just guys throw so hard these days. I mean, just in the last probably 10 years, you have guys, an astronomical amount of guys now that can hit 100. It's like it's just unheard of how many guys throw so hard these days, and I just think there's parts of your body that just can't handle that over a long period of time, and maybe that's my theory. I just think that the body is, first of all, it's tough to throw overhand anyways, and especially when you're pushing 100 miles an hour over and over and over.
Yeah.
So that's my theory.
Hey, when you mentioned that you had hurt your shoulder a while back doing lifting, when you were. And
Oh yeah,
Is that ever
2009?
That ever have any kind of impact on you now, or
No,
contribute to
I
that?
have been, luckily, I've stayed on top of my shoulder routines and stuff like that since that happened, and I felt really good over the past 5 years with the shoulder, and this lat, it's more of a back muscle, and really it wasn't. I don't think pitching wise, I was a little extra tight after that game, and being an idiot, I went and I hung from like the squat rack trying to like stretch, lengthen everything back out, and I think I kind of just strained it. So just doing stupid stuff like that, sometimes you just get hurt. And like I said, it wasn't serious, so like nothing's torn or anything. So we just want to get it taken care of, so that way it doesn't balloon into something bigger.
You ever think about 2 years ago when you had the blood clot in the shoulder, and now where you are? You've been pitching really great. I mean, over the last year, you have one of the best ERAs in the game. That's a hell of a comeback, to come back from a blood clot to do that. You ever think about that time and when you first found out, and now where you are today?
I try not to think about it. That wasn't a very fun time. So I've always told myself, just like when things happen, you roll with it. You try to go about it the best you can, and then it's over with, and you move on, and you're always looking forward and looking to push forward. And so I rarely go back and think about where what I've been through. When people bring it up, it definitely goes through my mind about how serious that really was at the time and how scary it was. I was lucky in the regard that the surgery that I actually had, even though as serious as it was, the surgery wasn't that invasive. Like, they cut me open and everything, but they didn't have to really do anything to the shoulder muscles and stuff like that can really affect the pitcher when they have things like labrums and rotator cuff surgeries and stuff like that. That's tough to come back from, because once they mess with all those little muscles in there, it's really tough to come back from. So they just kind of sliced my arm open and left the shoulder alone. So I was lucky in that regard that it really wasn't that invasive in regards to cutting things.
And you were throwing well right before that, ironic.
Yeah, and I was hitting a good stride there right before that happened, and that was one of the most frustrating parts. Is like you finally start getting on a good roll, and then all of a sudden, bam, you're done for the year. And but luckily, like I said, I've come back and tried to just maintain that same mindset and aggressiveness, and keep pitching that way. That makes me successful.